The levels adjustment is great for fine-tuning contrast and also altering the distribution of tones within your image. So to add it to our document or image, we can go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and choose Levels. Okay, and if we just move across to the Layers panel quickly, we can see it's added our Levels adjustment to our document. Now, on the Levels dialog here, at the top, we have the histogram. Now this shows us how our tones are currently distributed throughout the image or document. And underneath them we have the black and white level sliders. Now what these do is they change the range of values that get remapped to absolute black and absolute white. So a basic example then, to change the contrast in the image, I can click drag the black level slider to the right, and then click drag the white level slider to the left. And you can see I've increased the contrast in that image. And the reason it does this is because we're taking these tones here and mapping all of them to absolute black. And we're also taking these tones here and mapping all of them to absolute white. Okay, next we have the gamma slider. This is our mid-tone adjustment. It changes how the midpoint of the tones is mapped. So generally speaking, you can drag it to the right to darken, or drag it to the left to lighten. Okay, now we have output black level and output white level. So these remap where absolute black and absolute white are within the image or document. Okay, so for example, if I start dragging output black level up, you can see I'm compressing and lightening these shadow tones here. And if I do the same to the output white level, you can see I can decrease the intensity of the highlight tones. Now, these two sliders actually have a very useful practical purpose when it comes to soft proofing for print work. So just to demonstrate this, I'm going to add a soft proof adjustment. And by the way, this is how we soft proof in Affinity Photo. Okay, I'll leave this adjustment with the default paper profile it has chosen. But notice here that because of the reduced dynamic range of the paper profile, we're losing detail in these highlights here. So what we can do with the levels adjustment underneath the soft proof adjustment is just click on it and then drag output white level down to compress those highlight tones until we start to see the detail in them. So we've now made all of those highlight tones fit within the dynamic range of that paper profile. And we can then hide the soft proof adjustment and send this image to print, knowing that all those tones fit within the gamut of that paper profile. Okay, so what we can also do is target specific color channels. Now at the moment we're targeting master, which is all of the channels cumulatively. But we could, for example, move across to, say, the blue channel, and we could reduce the white level slider to add a cool blue cast to the highlight tones. Okay, we could also move across to the red channel and perhaps drag the black level slider in to reduce the red warmth tone in the shadow detail here. And finally then, we can also entirely switch the color model of the adjustment. So at the moment we're working in RGB, and also our document format is in RGB. But we can actually switch across to a different model. For example, I could switch across to Lab and take advantage of being able to treat lightness separately to the color information. So if I target the lightness channel and drag the black level and white level sliders in, I can increase the contrast of the lightness channel without affecting the intensity of the color information. And also, we can switch to one of the color channels and just get some very natural looking color manipulation just by moving those sliders in small amounts. And there we go, just a quick look at the levels adjustment.